Outside of that, man, I also checked out this Hollywood Unlocked interview with Kanye West, where he's talking about his relationship with Kim Kardashian. And it was a couple of things that I seen that I highlighted from watching it. And for one thing, I want to say before I really dig into it is that it looks as if Kanye West really, really is, a dedicated father. And he basically was trying to explain to everybody why he moved directly across the street from Kim Kardashian's house, because I'm pretty sure you guys know in the media, of course, Kanye and Kim is divorced or whatever, and Kanye decided to get his own mansion directly across the street from the mansion that Kim Kardashian has. And now, of course, she's harboring her new boyfriend, Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live up in there, and things are just getting weird. And Kanye West is basically expressing how in one part of the video, in the interview, he basically says that Kim Kardashian invited him out to Saturday Night Live just so he could sit there and watch her kiss the new boyfriend right in front of him. And he's just like, and then he can't even go into the house that that he once shared with Kim Kardashian because she done moved the boyfriend in. And it's just like, y'all, it's just crazy. And of course, Kanye West been walking around with his new girlfriend, Julia Fox. I think she's like a model or something. But, they were spotted out at Paris Fashion Week, and they look like they're having a good ass time. And Pusha T was there, for Pharrell, and a couple of other people was out there from the hip hop community as well. And Kanye West has been really flashing her around, but to me, I feel like Kanye West is still in love with Kim Kardashian. Like, I think he's still in love with Kim Kardashian, real low key, but he's using Julia Fox to really try to push and get over the situation. But you could tell in the Hollywood Unlocked interview, he is very much hurt. Like, he was hurt by Kim Kardashian's alleged antics. Yeah, he basically was complaining about that whole SNL thing and basically stating that he was invited out to SNL by Kim Kardashian and he had to literally sit there and watch her kiss another man. And it's just crazy, just like regular people type shit. But honestly, I just feel like that was a bit savage on Kim's part if this is all true. I mean, I think he was at Saturday Night Live, wasn't he? I don't think Kanye's lying. But anyway, I still have to say allegedly. Everything I'm stating is allegedly. Now, another part that stood out to me from the interview is when he basically confessed that he actually went to get the unreleased sex tape of Kim Kardashian and Ray J from Ray J. Now, remember, Whack 100 was all over social media a couple of months back claiming that he had the sex tape of Ray J and Kim Kardashian together, and that I think he said Kanye could come pick it up from him so he could see it. Well, Kanye West really went and picked it up from Ray J. And then from there, Kanye West states that allegedly he went back to Kim Kardashian with the laptop and the videotape and stated that Kim Kardashian began to cry and stated that the tape reminded her how much she was used up. And it's like, you can take it whatever way that you want it. I mean, the way that Kanye has said that it reminded her how much she was used up, it made me think like it just felt like he was trying to sting hard with saying that, basically trying to say that she's a whore. But the thing is, Kanye, if you're going to sit here and call Kim Kardashian a whore, you have 4 kids with her. You get what I mean? So I don't know what was the dynamics of him saying, oh, it reminded her how much she was used. And, it just came off like it was just a bit of a jab, a little bit of a poke right there, because he just seemed like he's just completely over Kim Kardashian and her alleged antics. And I just feel like that was a little bit of a low blow. But I mean, she did reportedly, allegedly get around with a lot of guys in Hollywood, and of course many people already seen it sex tape, but they said it was an unreleased part 2 of the sex tape, and that is a tape that Kanye claims he went to pick up from Ray J. He said he went on an airplane, flew all the way out, picked up the videotape and the laptop from him, came back to Kim Kardashian. She basically opened it, whatever. She watched it. She was like crying because she felt like she was used up and stuff. And he was just discussing that situation. And he was saying that he had did this, that the SNL situation supposed to have happened after he had did all that for her. It was just crazy. Like, he went and flew out, got the videotape for her, did this, and then basically he's alleging that Kim stabbed him in the back by having Pete Davidson on SNL kiss her right in front of him. So this is the stuff that he's talking about. Then he also went into great detail and was like, look, everybody is saying stuff about me being near my kids, but I want my kids there. He said he puts his kids first, and basically was discussing how when he was a kid that his father did not follow him and his mom when he went to Chicago. He stayed out in Atlanta for his job, and he said he would never let hip-hop or any part of his career block him from being a full-time parent, because that's exactly what he wants to do. He also discussed the paparazzi incident that happened last week. Now, Jason Lee, man, he really, really got Kanye at the best time, because people want to know what the hell happened the day that he punched that paparazzi out. But he basically was saying that the person that he punched out was the exact same guy who hunted down Britney Spears when Britney Spears shaved her hair off. And he was basically saying that the reason why Britney Spears shaved her hair off was to avoid the drug testing and stuff, so they wouldn't take her children away from her. And he said that, you know, he was in the car. He basically tried to put the whole blame on his girl cousin, and was basically saying that the girl cousin was supposed to keep the people away from him and the paparazzi away from him, but they basically tried to stage it and set it up. And basically Kanye wasn't in the mood, so he swung off. You know, he wanted him to back up. He wouldn't back up, and they got into altercation. He swung off and he hit him, and he didn't deny hitting him. So I guess this holds up. If the guy decides to sue him for assault, he could, but of course they said that it was a misdemeanor anyway, so Kanye wouldn't be facing any jail time for defending himself and hitting the man. But he basically came out and just explained why he decided to hit the man, and he just was saying that he just tired of the paparazzi and how they be acting and stuff like that, and you know, he wasn't having it. He also discussed his political views, you know, why he was supporting Trump. He called out John Legend and also Big Sean, because remember, Big Sean was on Drink Champs talking big talk about Kanye, and you know, was talking negative about Kanye and saying that basically Kanye was obsessed with Drake, and said that Kanye kind of like derailed his career and all this other stuff, even though he discovered Big Sean. And Kanye was basically trying to say that, you know, John Legend and Big Sean should put some respect on his name, because he basically made it possible for them to have a career. So that was a serious dig on that part. And then he also stated that he had a conversation one-on-one with Whack 100 after he basically tried to come out and say that Kim Kardashian had a sex tape. It was a lot of stuff that he discussed. And you know, the thing I liked about Kanye West is, you know, Kanye West is like one of the most famous people in the world, and for him to decide to go on Hollywood Unlocked, you know, that's a big feat. That's a big feat for Jason Lee and the team over there at Hollywood Unlocked, because, you know, that is something that doesn't happen. Stuff like that don't happen. I mean, it's like literally the closest that you'll get when it comes to like a superstar rapper, Kanye West, on your show. You know, it's interesting, because a lot of people say, you know, Kanye is manic, he's crazy, he's this, he's that, he's an asshole, all this other stuff. But one thing I can say about Kanye is that Kanye is a people's person, and he doesn't feel like he's too good to walk with the regular folks, unlike a lot of these other entertainers that has been out for even longer than he has, or around the same amount of time that he has. They actually act, you know, bougie. They don't want to be talking to the media, the press. They act like they don't see nobody. They just act like they shit don't stink. That's pretty much what it is. And like with Kanye, even though he is, you know, how he is, and it drives the public crazy, for the most part, I just find it astonishing that he was willing to really, you know, support a black-owned media business and do, you know, media company, and sit down and do this candid interview with them. You know, I seen him on Drink Champs with Noriega, and you know, even with the Drink Champs with Noriega, I thought, okay, yeah, this is part of the culture, because it's hip-hop culture. I'm pretty sure he knew Noriega for a long time, so it was nothing for him to do that. But for him to do the interview with Jason Lee, who was an actual, you know, commentator and blogger and media company owner, and you know, he talks about all of the gossip and stuff like that people don't want to talk about. You know, I just feel like that was a big feat for Jason Lee. Kanye, like, I can respect that about Kanye, is that Kanye will come out and he will do his press and do his interviews, which is very rare these days, because most of these entertainers, they don't do interviews. You know, speaking of crazy interviews, I talked about Ari Lennox, you guys, and I'm going to segue off of the Kanye situation. Because honestly, that's pretty much everything that happened. It wasn't. It was a good interview, but I mean, all of the highlighted parts is what I literally said, and he more so was just discussing what his plans was for the future, how he wants to build. He mentioned Puff Daddy doing Sean John and how he's going to also help him push that out, and how it's going to be more black innovative fashion based fashion lines out there, and that he wants to take things high end. Another thing, what else did Kanye? He talked about his daughter being on the basketball team and how he's really been trying to, have his kids, respect the fact that they still have to work even though they're billionaire children. But Kanye seems to be very sane. If he was like, people say, I think he said he's bipolar or whatever. He's just giving me average, regular dude right now. Hopefully, I would just assume that if he is bipolar, he's taking his medication. He just seemed like regular common folk. That's what I got from Kanye. It was a good interview. I could say that Jason Lee knows how to let the guests talk, because oftentimes when it comes to these shows and people doing interviews, they often over talk the guest or try to force the guest to do this and this. Jason Lee knew when to talk, and he let Kanye lead the interview. It was more of like a chill vibe. It was more like a conversation between friends. So, I like that. I've been watching the little clips and stuff like that, and I like the way that it came out. It was a nice hour, and it was a legit conversation. It wasn't a rushed interview that was only like 20 minutes where he had to do this, and this. Kanye just was comfortable. Kanye just sat there and talked. Kanye laid everything out and said everything that he wanted to say.